Alright guys, and welcome back to the Saints View, the channel for Southampton content for our final match preview and preferred 11 ahead of pre-season, as we are very, very close to the brand new season. Now, on Saturday we host FC Köln for our final pre-season friendly, and it's the first one and only one at St Mary's. Usually there are two, one in midweek. Unfortunately, they haven't done that this year. I'm not too sure why. So this is our final game before we head up to Burnley following Saturday for the first Premier League game of the season. So cannot wait. We'll have a little chat about Köln, the game, how pre-season's gone so far. Yeah, just a little bit of a roundup kind of thing, I guess. So to start off, let's talk about the opponent, FC Köln. Relegated from the Bundesliga in 2018, but have come straight back up last season. So this is their first season back in the Bundesliga. They've been a Bundesliga club for a while, here and there, sort of up and down over the last 10 years. So Bundesliga is where they're supposed to be. They had finished 5th in 2017, and if you may remember, they were in the Europa League group stages with Arsenal in 2017. Same season they got relegated, which was a bit of a weird one. And that could happen to Wolves. But staying on topic, yeah, very good side. I'm not really too sure how their squad's looking ahead of the new Bundesliga season, but for them it's their last friendly as well, as next weekend they start off in the German Cup, and then the following weekend they start in the Bundesliga away at Wolfsburg. So they need a result as much as we do, and it's important for them as well. Obviously in the German Cup, they're not playing a big opponent. It's not like it's a Bundesliga quality game, but still they need the fitness just like we do. They need the minutes because they're coming towards the end of their pre-season and their competitive season is very, very close. In terms of for us, though, it's sort of the same thing as it's been all pre-season, really. Get extra minutes in the tank. Hopefully we can get a good result. It'd be nice if we could finish pre-season unbeaten, and if we could win another game, one draw and a handful of wins, that's really positive. I think now that we're in the last game of pre-season, we want to see the best possible team start. I think that's what Hasenhüttl did in the final game. Romeu was injured, so he couldn't play him, but I'd like to think that Romeu would start if ready on Saturday, and we would go to back four, because it seems like that's what's best for us at the moment. I'm not too sure how Hasenhüttl will set up for Burnley. I'd like to think that the team that starts on Saturday against Cologne will be the team that starts up at Burnley the following weekend. But as a whole, as we come to the end of pre-season and we get ever closer to the competitive season, I've been pretty impressed with what I've seen so far. Having said that, haven't seen much because most of the games haven't been available to stream. But especially the final game, I thought we looked very, very dangerous going forwards. I do think we missed that midfield presence of Romeu to break up play in terms of defensive department. We still look a little bit shaky, but you can argue that it's not necessarily because of the centre-backs, it's because of the midfield. You know, ideally we would have brought in some more players by now, but we might have a decent end to the transfer window, get rid of some of the deadwood and bring in a centre-back. I don't know what else we're going to be looking at. It's going to be down to who we sell, really. But that's the thing that has surprised me. You know, it was said before the transfer window started that Hasenhüttl ideally would be trimming the squad down to 22 players. We're nowhere near that, including youth players, absolutely nowhere near it, and we're not going to get to there. So, you know, it's a very interesting week ahead in terms of the transfer window, but once it's closed, we'll put out a video where we review our window. Personally, I'm quite satisfied so far. Ideally, we'd be getting another centre-back in, but we'll have to see what happens there. So, in terms of the team that would start on Saturday, I would start Angus Gunn in goal, then a back four of Jan Valery at right back, Yannick Vestergaard and Jan Bednarek as the centre-back pairing, and Ryan Bertrand as the left back. You know, the back five works at times, but personally, I think if we have Romeu and Højbjerg in the midfield, we're a little bit more solid, only because of the lack of options, really. And then going into the attack, I'd have Ward-Prowse and Redmond on the wings and Adams and Ings up front. I think that's our best possible starting lineup at the moment. Boufal and Gineppo obviously should be getting a run out. Gineppo I'm more keen to see, actually, because obviously he hasn't played at all in pre-season for us yet, given the fact that he was at the African Cup of Nations. So fitness-wise, he should be okay. I'm very keen to see how he does it. You'd expect it to be a cameo, maybe 20, 30 minutes at the most. So yeah, it's just, to be honest, I'm not too bothered about the result. It's another 90 minutes for some of these players to get ready for the brand new competitive season. I'd like us to win it, obviously, Ideally, we won't lose, only because, you know, having a winning mentality, or even the mentality not to be beaten regularly, that's going to help us going into the new season. Yes, you can argue that some of the opponents haven't been that strong, but our problem over the last couple of seasons is the fact that we haven't had a winning mentality. We just haven't won enough games, and if we are winning most of our games in pre-season, all but one where we drew, if that's what happens come the end of the pre-season, that's a very good start to our first full season under Hasenhüttl. So we'll have to see what happens on Saturday. It'll be interesting to see what happens with the rest of the transfer window, but obviously we don't need to worry about that just yet. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to leave a like if you have enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new, follow us on all our socials, and we will see you on Saturday.